Hello students, today I am going to begin a new topic, alternating current. This is chapter 12 in your book. So see here, first you know what do you mean by alternating current. So an alternating current is one whose magnitude changes continuously with time while the direction changes periodically. Periodically means after a fixed interval of time direction will be changed. As we know that there are two types of current. One is the direct current. In direct current what happens? You see here, direct current is a steady current. It is a constant current. It is clear, which is given by the cells or battery. Cells or battery provides the direct current which neither changes in magnitude nor changes in direction. There is no variation with time. It's clear? Neither in magnitude nor in direction. Therefore, its frequency is zero. Its frequency is zero. While the alternating current, what is AC current? In alternating current, its magnitude continuously changing with time and direction is changing periodically. That is, after a fixed interval of time, direction will change. Means, suppose one cycle of variation is of 50 millisecond. One cycle of variation is of 50 millisecond. Then what will happen? In 25 millisecond, current will flow in this direction. For the other 25 millisecond, current will flow in the opposite direction. Means it will consist two half cycles, each of 25 millisecond. It's clear? If one cycle of variation is of 50 millisecond, then there will be two half cycles of variation. One is of 25 millisecond, other is of 25 millisecond. In one half current is flowing in this direction through the resistor, then in the other half it will flow in this direction. It's clear? Means the polarity will be reversed. Polarity will be reversed means for first half cycle, if this end is positive, this end is at negative, that is, it is at higher potential, it is at lower potential. Then in the next half cycle, this end will be at higher potential and this end will become at lower potential, and direction of current will become this. It is clear? Now see here, during each half cycle, what happens to the magnitude? Magnitude, suppose the peak value of current, maximum value of current is 5 ampere. So during each half cycle, means during this 25 millisecond, what will happen? Current will increase from 0 to 5 ampere and then it will decrease to 0. Then it will decrease to 0. Means in 12.5 millisecond, magnitude of current increases from 0 to 5 ampere. And in the remaining 12.5 millisecond, it will become 5 ampere to 0. After that, what will happen? Polarity will be reversed, but the variation will be in the same way. Variation will be in the same way. So, what is alternating current? An alternating current is one in which magnitude of current is changing continuously with time, while the direction is changing periodically, that is after a fixed interval of time. Now see here, there is a continuous change. Here it is just like this change is just like the change in the values of sine theta or in the values of the cosine theta with change in the change of angle. When the angle changes from 0 to 2 pi, 0 to 2 pi, that is 0, pi by 2, then pi by 2 means 90 degree, then it is pi means 180 degree, then 3 pi by 2, that is 270 degree, and then 2 pi. It's clear? What is pi by 2? Pi by 2 equals to 90 degree, that you know. So if you see the variation in the values of the sine theta or in the cos theta, we will see that when sine 0 degree it is 0, sine 90 degree it is 1, then sine 180 degree, once again it is 0, then sine 270 degree, it will become minus 1, and sine 360 degree, it is 0. It's clear? Means if you draw its graph will be like this. Here there is a continuous change, but this change is not linear. This is a non-linear change. This is a non-linear change. So if you draw the graph of sine theta, it will be like this. This is the plus 1, and here it is minus 1. It's clear? This is 2 pi. This is pi. This is pi by 2. You can see here. This is 3 pi by 2. So you can see sine 0, it is 0. Sine 90, it is plus 1. Sine pi, it is once again 0. Sine 3 pi by 2, it is minus 1, and sine 2 pi, it is once again 0. Means the variation of AC just like this. It's clear? It is just like the variation in the values of sine theta with change of angle, or variation in the values of cos theta with change of angle. If you see here in cos theta, it will become 1, then 0, then once again it will become minus 1, then 0, and then it is 1. It's clear? If we draw the graph of sine cos theta, so you can see here the cos theta graph will be like this. It's clear? You can see cos theta, it is not this, it will be this. Here it is corresponding to 2 pi. So that's why instantaneous value of alternating current. Instantaneous value of alternating current means value of current at any instant, value of current at any particular timing can be given by using sine function or cosine function. Here I equals to I naught sine omega t, or I equals to I naught cos omega t. These mathematical expression gives the instantaneous value of alternating current at any moment, at any time t. What will be the instantaneous value of current? It is given by these mathematical expressions, where I naught is what? I naught is the peak value of current. It is the maximum value of current which that AC can attain. That is known as the peak value of current, that is maximum value of the current. What is omega? Omega is the angular frequency of variation of AC. Angular frequency of variation of AC, whose unit, SI unit, is radian per second. Now this omega can be expressed in terms of the frequency, in terms of the periodic time. Periodic time means it is that time in which one cycle of variation is completed. It is that time in which one cycle of variation is completed. This is the one cycle of variation. You can see here. This is the one cycle of variation. It is completing in the time capital T. Capital T will be the periodic time. Suppose in the previous example I have taken 50 millisecond, means here capital T will be equals to 50 millisecond. After time capital T, once again the same repetition will take place. It is clear? This will become T by 2. You can see here it will be equal to T by 2. This is what? This is 0. This is T by 4, and this is 3T by 4. 3T by 4. It is clear? So this is the one cycle of variation. The time in which one cycle of variation is completing, that is known as the periodic time of AC. It is clear? And number of such cycles completed in 1 second is called the frequency. Number of complete cycle of variation, number of cycle of variations completed per unit time is called the frequency, which is denoted by the symbol small n, or sometimes it is f. In your book it is represented by f. So omega equals to 2 pi upon capital T. This can be written as 2 pi n or 2 pi f. It is clear? So see here, once again you can see what is alternating current. It is that current in which the magnitude of current changes continuously, while the direction is changing periodically after a fixed interval of time. How can you write the instantaneous value of alternating current? It is I equals to I naught sine omega t, I equals to I naught cos omega t. These expression gives the instantaneous value of current. What is I naught? I naught is the peak value of current, that is maximum current. It's clear? Here I have drawn the graph of current versus time. This is the graph of current versus time. Here it is showing 2 cycles of variation. It's clear? What is the maximum value? It is plus I naught. Here in the negative side, when the direction of current is reversed, it is expressed minus I naught. It's clear? Now see here, what is omega? Omega equals to 2 pi n or 2 pi f. Frequency we can represent by n r by f. This already I have told. Omega we can write at 2 pi by capital T. What is the unit of angular frequency? Angular frequency unit will be radian per second, while the frequency of unit of frequency will be hertz or cycles per second. Cycles per second. It is clear? This T is known as the periodic time. Here T is called the periodic time. Now see here, the AC which is supplied by the power supply company to our houses, because all the appliances which are working, they are mostly on the alternating current. They work upon the alternating current. Electric power companies are supplying our AC to our houses. What is the frequency of that AC? It is that AC is having how much? What is frequency? 50 hertz. 50 hertz. That is 50 cycles per second. 50 cycles per second. 50 cycle per second means what? You can see here in this diagram. You can see this is one cycle. Like this, there will be 50 cycles will be completed in 1 second. It's clear? There will be 50 cycles will be completed in 1 second. You can see here, in 1 second, in one cycle, current becomes 2 times 0, this and this, and it becomes 2 times maximum. It's clear? Here this negative side means only the direction has reversed, but the current is 5 ampere. At this moment current is 5 ampere. Now it is flowing opposite to the direction in which it was flowing. At this time it was flowing. It's clear? So this point will be counted in the next cycle. This point will be in the next cycle. So see here, you can see in one cycle current becomes twice 0 and twice maximum. So if there are 50 cycles, then 100 times it will become 100 times 0. It will become 100 times 0, and 100 times it will attain peak current times maximum. It's clear? This is 50 cycle per second, means in 1 second current will become 100 times 0 and 100 times maximum. It's clear? Means here we will our persistence of vision, because when you will connect the bulb, so when you will connect an electric bulb, so when the current is 0, electric bulb should not lit, it should not glow, while in this moment at each timing it should glow with maximum brightness, but it is continuously glowing. Why? Because our persistence of vision do not allow to differentiate in between, because these timings are very small. It's clear? Now there is one term, alternating voltage. What is alternating voltage? Just like the alternating current, it is that potential difference, or it is that voltage which continuously changes in magnitude and direction changes periodically. Its instantaneous value will be given by the similar expressions. Here V equals to V naught sin omega t, V equals to V naught cos omega t, where V naught is the peak voltage. Here graph of V versus t is given. I have drawn only the sine curve. Cosine curve can also be drawn, but mostly we are using the sine curves. It is clear? So here this is the V versus t graph. Now see here, Suppose there is an alternating voltage of 50 hertz. There is an alternating voltage of 50 hertz which is applied across this resistor. Then the current which will produce here, that will also have the same frequency. Means it is not possible that the voltage which you are applying is having the frequency of 50 hertz and the current which produces because of this voltage is of 60 hertz. Both will have the same frequency. Frequency will remain same. It is clear? Frequency of current, frequency of AC current will be same as the frequency of AC voltage applied across the resistor. It is clear? Now see here, as we know that current is what? Current is defined as the charge flowing per unit time. It is the charge flowing per unit time. Now you can see here, in AC current you have seen that the magnitude of current is varying continuously with time. Magnitude of current is varying continuously with time. It means the amount of charge flowing at the different timing will be different. Amount of charge flowing at the different timing will be different. It is clear? Means if you calculate the charge which flows at this time and then calculate the charge which flows at this time, so obviously at time t by 2 more charge will, not t by 2, it is t by, yes, this is t by 2, this point is t by 4. Obviously at time t by 4 more charge will flow because the current is more, and at this timing the less charge is flowing through the conductor because the current magnitude is less. What will be the amount of charge? How will you find in a particular time how much charge will flow through the conductor? How will you find this thing? So what is the procedure? So as we know that charge equals to Q equals to I into T. This is I versus T curve. So this area will give the charge flowing through the conductor in time 0 to T by 2. It is giving the charge flowing through the conductor in time interval t equals to 0 to t equals to t by 2. It is clear? Because this is I versus T curve. So area enclosed by this will give I into T, which is charge. Area enclosed by I versus T curve and time axis. It is clear? This is the I versus T curve and this is the time axis. So area enclosed between I versus T curve and time axis will be I into T, and I into T equals to charge. Therefore, this area gives the charge flowing through the conductor in time interval t equals to 0 to t equals to t by 2. Similarly, what will be this area? This, it will give the charge flowing in time interval t equals to t by 2 to t. T equals to t by 2 to t equals to t. It's clear? Now see here, if you see these two areas are equal in magnitude and opposite in sign. Why opposite in sign? Because one is above to the time axis, other is below to the time axis. So if you take this area as Q, because this is the charge, so that's why I am denoting by Q plus Q. So what will be this area? This area will be equal to minus Q. Now what is the difference between Q and minus Q? What does it mean? It means that for time t equals to 0 to t equals to t by 2. Current is flowing in this direction. Charge is flowing in this direction. While from time t equals to t by 2 to t equals to t, charge is flowing in this direction. Current is flowing in this direction. Means if you find out what is the net transport of charge through any conductor over the time interval capital T, net transport of charge through any conductor, this is some conductor it drawn here, there is a thick conductor, it is drawn here. So what is the net transport of charge through a conductor in time interval capital T? Capital T is the periodic time of AC. So what will be? Plus Q charge is flowing in this direction and minus Q charge is flowing in this direction. Means what is the net flow of charge? That will be 0. Net flow of charge will be equal to net flow of charge through any cross section in one periodic time. One periodic time in which one cycle of variation completes is 0, because this is plus Q plus minus Q. So that will come out 0. So what will be the mean value of current? So mean value of current, you can see here, mean value of current. Average value of current. What will be the average value of current? So this is the total amount of charge flown divided by the time taken, means it will be 0. It is clear? Means mean value of current over one cycle of AC is always 0. Mean value of current over one cycle of AC is always 0. And why? Because over one cycle of AC, there are charge will flow, equal amount of charge will flow in opposite direction. It is clear? In one half cycle, it will flow in one direction. The same amount of charge will flow in opposite direction in the other half of cycle. Therefore, the net transport of charge in the time capital T, it will be 0. Therefore, what will be? Mean value of alternating current over one cycle is 0. But if you see whether it is 0 over half cycle, so no, it is not 0 over half cycle. Over half cycle, what will be the mean value of current? It will be equal to this area divided by the time taken in T by 2. Divided by time taken in T by 2. So, mean value of alternating current over half cycle. This is not 0. It has a finite value. It is a finite quantity. And what will be this? It will be equal to the amount of charge flown, which is equal to this area divided by the time T by 2. It's clear? I am calculating over this cycle. The same value will come over this. Only there will be the minus sign here. So you can see here, how will you calculate this area? So here we will apply this rule, calculation of area under a curve. Suppose this is a curve, this you have seen, this is the y versus x curve. So what will be the area enclosed by this curve and x-axis from x1 to x2? So it will be equal to area equals to integral y dx. Integral y dx from where to where? From x1 to x2. Now here in the AC curve, in this side there is I, in this side there is t. Means in place of y there is I, in place of x there is t. So what will be the area? Area will be equal to integral I dt. And limit will be from where to where? From t equals to 0 to t equals to t by 2. This. T equals to 0 to t equals to t by 2. It's clear? For this area, it will be from t by 2 to capital T. It's clear. So this way you can calculate the area. I is what? It is the instantaneous value. This already I have told. So see here. So mean value of current over half AC cycle is a finite quantity. It's clear. First we will find out the total amount of charge flowing through a conductor in positive half of AC cycle. One more thing which I have forgot. Here this is the positive half cycle and this is the negative half cycle. So how much charge will flow in the positive half cycle? So it will be given by, just now I have told, integral 0 to t by 2 I dt. But I is what? I the instantaneous value. Therefore we can write I naught sine omega t into dt. What is I naught? It is the peak value. It is a constant value. That's why it has been taken out. Integral 0 to t by 2 sine omega t dt. Now when we will integrate it, it will come out minus cos omega t upon omega. It's clear? Minus cos omega t upon omega. This is the integration. This I can explain you here. Integral sine omega t dt. Those who have taken maths, they can do very easily. For bio students, you can see, take omega t equals to p. So what will be omega into dt? It will be equal to dp. So what will be dt? It will be dp upon omega. So we can write integral sine, in place of omega t you can write p dp upon omega. Omega is angular frequency which is a constant, so you can take out integral sine p dp. And what is the formula? Integral sine theta d theta, it is equal to minus cos theta. So integral sine p dp, it will be minus cos p upon omega. That is minus cos omega t upon omega. This, it will come out this. It's clear. So the same thing in place of integral sine omega t dt, it is written within sine minus cos omega t upon omega. Limit is from 0 to t by 2. Now omega is constant, so that's why it has been taken out. Minus sine also has been taken out. So within bracket it will be cos omega t. Limit is from 0 to t by 2. Now how will you solve this bracket? So this bracket you can solve its value when small t equals to capital T by 2 minus its value when small t is equal to 0. Small t means this. It's clear. So see here, cos omega into capital T by 2 minus, when you will put 0, cos 0. Now what is omega t upon 2? So omega t upon 2, you can see omega is what? 2 pi upon t into t by 2. T and t cancel, 2 and 2 cancel, that is pi. It's clear. So what will be? Minus I naught upon omega. This will become cos pi minus cos 0 degree is 1. Cos 0 degree is 1. So now what is cos pi? Cos pi means cos pi equals to cos 180 degree. Cos 180 degree equals to cos 90 degree plus 90 degree. And cos 90 plus theta equals to minus sin theta. So it is minus sin 90 degree. That is equals to minus 1. So when you will substitute, it will be this. So minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. Minus 2 into minus, so it will be 2 I naught upon omega. So Q, what is the amount of charge which will flow in the positive half cycle, which will flow over this time interval of t by 2? It will be 2 I naught upon omega. It will be 2 I naught upon omega. This much charge will flow here in this time interval. Similarly, how much charge will flow in this time interval? So it will also be 2 I naught upon omega. Only the direction will be reversed. So what will be the mean value of current? this value of charge divided by the time taken, which is T by 2. So you can see here, if you see, so average value of alternating current over half cycle, I mean equals to Q upon T by 2. So Q already you have calculated, divided by T by 2. When you will simplify, it is 4 I naught upon omega T. Now omega T we have already calculated 2 pi. You can see here, omega T upon 2 equals to pi. So what is omega T? It will be 2 pi. So here you can write 4 I naught in place of this 2 pi. So 2 2 ja 2 I naught upon pi. When we will simplify, when you will substitute pi equals to 3.14 and 2 upon pi, you will simplify, it will come out this much. Means the mean value of alternating current. It is that steady current which would send same amount, it is 0.637 times of the peak value of alternating current. What is the mean value of alternating current? Mean value of alternating current over positive half cycle or over negative half cycle, it is 0.637 times of the peak value of current, or you can say 63.7% of the peak value of current. It will be equal to 63.7% of the peak value. Now what is its physical significance of the mean value? So what is the physical significance of the mean value of current? Mean value of alternating current is that steady current, which would send the same amount of charge through a conductor as sent by actual AC over that time interval. Means you can see here, what will be the mean value of alternating current, that I am going to explain you by a graph. It's clear. Suppose here this is a graph of alternating current. You can see this is the graph of alternating current. It's clear. Suppose this is 10 ampere. Peak value is 10 ampere. So what will be its mean value? Mean value will be, that is 0.637 I naught is 10, so it will be nearly 6.37 ampere. Means what will be its mean value? Mean value will be nearly, it is 6.37 ampere. It's clear. So see here, I am going to draw the graph of mean value of current here. Graph of this is 2 ampere, 4 ampere, 6 ampere, 6.4 something will be like this. It's clear. Here direction is not changing. I have taken same direction. Now see here. This is T by 2. When this current, which is 6.37 ampere, when this steady current flows for this time T by 2, how much charge will flow? It will be equal to this area. It's clear. But when an AC of peak value 10 ampere will flow, so see here, how much charge will flow over the same time interval, it will be equal to the area included by this. So that I am drawing, it will be equal to the this area which is sketched by pencil. It's clear. Both areas will be equal. Why they will be equal? Because this is the mean value of alternating current corresponding to this peak value, corresponding to the that alternating current whose peak value is 10 ampere. It's clear. So here both areas will be equal. This current will send same amount of charge. See here, suppose here you take t equals to 50 millisecond, then t by 2 will be equal to 25 millisecond. It's clear. Means if 6.37 ampere constant current flows for 25 millisecond, then it will pass the same amount of charge as flown when this alternating current whose peak value is 10 ampere is flowing for 25 millisecond. You see once again, जब ये direct current, this steady current flows for 25 millisecond, then it will send same amount of charge as sent through by this alternating current whose peak value is 10 ampere. It's clear for this time interval. So this is the physical significance of the mean value of alternating current. Now there is one more way of determining the average value of current, that is the RMS value of current. What is the RMS value of current? So see here, RMS value of current means root mean square value of current, and this average or mean is determined by this way in those cases where the variates are negative. Where some variates are positive and some are negative, then we calculate the average this way. Here the currents in this time interval are positive, currents in this time interval are negative. It's clear. So see here, we determine the average by this way, root mean square procedure. What will you do? You will do the square of all the variates. When you will do the square of all the variates, what will happen? Positive variates will remain, their square will be positive, but the negative variates will also become positive. Their square will become positive, because the square of any number is always positive. So whether there is a positive current or negative current, square will be positive. Then we will find out the mean of those squared currents. Mean of those squared currents means it is I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square plus and so on, divided by total number of currents. Total number of currents. It's clear. We will find out the mean of those squared currents. So we will get the mean of squared currents. It is clear. And then we will take the square root of those mean of squared current. It is the mean of, that's why this line is drawn over I square. This is the mean of I square, not the mean of I. This is the mean of I square. It's clear. So it is the mean of squared current. Now what will be the RMS value of current? It will be the square root of mean of squared current. So RMS value of alternating current is defined as the square root of mean of squared currents during a complete cycle. But as we know that there are not the countable number of currents, there are infinite currents here. You can see from here there is a continuously it is varying. So if you count it discretely, alag, then there will be the innumerable number of currents. There will be the innumerable number of currents. It is clear, innumerable values of the currents. So how will you find their square? So we will take the help of the integration. So how will you find the mean of squared currents over a complete cycle? So it is given by mean square current. Sometimes we also call it as the mean square current. Mean square current. What is the meaning of mean square current? It is the mean of squared current equals to integral 0 to t I square dt. But here the term t is also coming, so you have to eliminate. So we will divide by capital T, where I is what? Instantaneous value of current, which is given by I equals to I naught sin omega t. So now we will calculate the mean of squared currents. So see here, you can see here separately I have calculated the I square. It is clear. So you can see here on the next page, I square bar. It is the mean of squared currents. It is equal to, you can see, this is 1 upon t, integral 0 to t I square dt. So that's the same thing has been written here, 1 upon t, integral 0 to t I square dt. Now what is I? I is I naught sin omega t. I naught sin omega t. So when you will do I square, so it will become I naught square sin square omega t into dt. It's clear. Now I naught square is a constant current, so that's why it has been taken out. So I naught square upon t, integral 0 to t sin square omega t dt. Now what will you do? Here we will multiply by 2 in the denominator and numerator also by 2. So here it will become 2 sin square omega t dt. Here it is 2 into t. 2 and 2 cancel, there will be no change. Now there is one formula in trigonometry, 1 minus 2 sin square theta equals to cos 2 theta. So what will be 2 sin square theta? It will be 1 minus cos 2 theta. You bring it in this side and cos 2 theta in this side. So 1 minus cos 2 theta equals to 2 sin square theta. In place of theta you write omega t. So 2 sin square omega t equals to 1 minus cos 2 in place of theta omega t. So it will become 1 minus cos 2 omega t. So see here, once again you substitute I square bar, that is mean square current. Mean square current I naught square upon 2 into t, integral 0 to t within bracket 1 minus cos 2 omega t dt. Now here I have separated the terms, you can see. So it is integral 0 to t 1 dt minus integral 0 to t cos 2 omega t dt. Bracket is closed. It's clear. Now see here, what is integral 1 dt? Integral 1 dt is t. Integral 1 dt is t. So here I naught square upon 2t, it is integral 1 dt is t. Then you can see here, I am showing here, you can see integral 0 to what is integral cos 2 omega t. So when we will integrate, it will come out sin 2 omega t upon 2 omega. Means its integration is t and it small t. And its integration is sin 2 omega t upon 2 omega. That has been substituted. Limit is same, so that's why I have put here. It's clear. Now we will evaluate this. So first we will evaluate its value when small t equals to capital T, and then when small t equals to 0. So when small t equals to capital T, this will remain same. Small t equals to capital T, so this will become capital T minus sin 2 omega t upon 2 omega. Then minus value at the lower limit. So it will become equal to what? In place of t you will put 0, 0 minus sin 2 omega into 0, that is 0 sin 0 degree upon 2 omega. It's clear. Now you simplify this. When you will simplify, so as you know that 2 omega t 2 omega is what? 2 pi by t into t and t cancel, that is 4 pi. So sine 2 omega t will be equal to sine 4 pi equals to 0. Sine 0 degree equals to 0. So see here, it will be I naught square upon 2 into t within bracket t minus 0 upon 2 omega minus this. It's clear? So this is 0, and when you will simplify, it will be only t is left. So t and t cancel, that is you will get I naught square upon 2. So what is I square bar? It is I naught square upon 2. Now what is IRMS? So already I have told, it is the square root of this, square root of I square bar. So I square bar, so this is wrongly put here. It's clear, this is not kept, it is just I naught square upon 2. It's clear, just I naught square upon 2. Here it is, there is line. So this is on simplifying I naught upon root 2. When you will simplify, it will come out IRMS equals to 0.707 I naught. IRMS, that is root mean square value of current, will be 0.707 I naught. So see here, what is the value of IRMS? It is 0.707 I naught. Similarly, VRMS, what is the VRMS voltage? RMS value of voltage, V naught upon root 2, that is 0.707 V naught. Now after this, what is its physical significance? Physical significance of RMS value of current. So it is that steady current which would produce the heat in a given resistor as produced by actual alternating current. As produced by actual alternating current. Suppose through this resistor an alternating current of peak value 10 ampere is flowing. So if you pass a direct current, if you pass a steady current of 7.07 ampere through it, once you pass alternating current whose peak value is 10 ampere for a certain time, then you pass a direct current, a steady current of 7.07 ampere for same time, you will find in both cases same amount of heat energy will be liberated. Means it is that steady current which would produce the heat in a given resistor at the same rate. Same rate means per unit time as produced by actual alternating current. Now see here, there is another name of the alternating current. It is the virtual values of the current or virtual values of the voltage. For example, sometimes it is written in our home supply, it is written 220 volt 5 ampere. These are the RMS values of voltage and current. These are the RMS value, that is VRMS is what? It is 220 volt. What is IRMS? Equals to 5 ampere. If you calculate the V naught, so VRMS equals to V naught upon root 2. When you will calculate V naught, it will come out 220 into square root 2, that is 311 volt. What does it mean? It means if electric supply in your company, in your house is having voltage 220 volt, it means the value of voltage at any instant will be in between 0 to 311 volt. It means the supply in your house is having what the peak value? It is having the peak value 311 volt. It is clear. At any instant, value of voltage will be from here to here, any value in between these. It is clear. Similarly, if RMS value of current is 5 ampere, so what is the I naught? I naught equals to IRMS into root 2. That is 5 root 2. 5 root 2, that is equals to 7 ampere. It's clear. So this is the physical significance of the value of RMS value of current. So in this video we will do only up to here. So you revise this, and then in the next video we will do the phase relationship between the voltage and current in AC circuits. So thank you.